take yourself seriously.
Hmm.
I would say, because I think that, or it feels like there's a lot of young people that feel like they're not being taken seriously by society, by their peers, by whatever. And I just think that the best advice I can give, and what very much helped myself, is to take myself seriously. And yeah, and respect yourself, because I think that when you do that, you can find the strength and the power within you versus searching for it everywhere else. And I think especially for young boys.
But the beautiful thing about this shift is it's happening, like you said, in so many different industries. Like our beauty art director, Gisela Francesca, she's coming into theater houses now and on commercials that have never used somebody that specializes within melanin skin and so on. So the thing is, like, as you are part of the change and you are really truly a role model. Yes, and thank you. Thank you, because you are putting yourself in that position as well. So when we think about like where your industry is going, do you have any like vision for the kind of impact, like what direction you want it to go? Because although you've been lucky, as you call it, there's still changes that have happened throughout your career. You've done a lot of things, but you still have a quite young career. So are there any impacts or vision that you have within your industry?
I think that I hope for the industry to actually seriously at its core make change and actually become diverse, because I think it's going to be I just think it's going to, like, we're already seeing how much harmony and how many beautiful things that come out of diversity. It's not just, oh, you just want to see someone Black, or we just want to see someone Asian. It's about also being able to bring in all this expertise and all these new places of getting creativity and inspiration from. So I think that, like, for me, I'm like, I hope that we actually truly become diverse and not just talk about it, because I think that's what I feel the most, both working as a project manager and also as a model, where I'm just like, okay, here we go again. You have this token person coming in, but do you actually know what diversity means? And do you know what it means for you to actually change the way that you think, and also accept what you don't know? And I think that's one of the most important things of all, because it's like, I think that when you're working and you just come in and there's people that are just like, but I know this, and I'm like, no, you don't. And they try to tell you that your experience is not right, or it's not like that. It's like, I'm telling you about something that I've experienced. You can choose to what's it called? You can choose to listen to what I'm saying and not listen to what I'm saying, but don't pretend or don't make it seem like what I'm telling you is not valid or that it's not a fact, because you cannot take my experience from me, in a sense. Not in a sense, but you cannot take my experience from me. This is what I've experienced. So I think that's what I wish for the industry. Yeah.
Well, that's lovely.
But it is lovely.
But it is lovely, because when you were talking, I was thinking about, like, when it comes specifically to your industry, I'm thinking about, or the entertainment business and the beauty fashion business or industries, I'm thinking about casting. Like, that's those positions have so much power. Like, a client can ask for something, but as creatives and also as a producer, most of the times we explain, just like when we're rigging up, I was talking about the picture, the frame, you know? So we explain it like the result that we want. And the casting people, like when you think about the whole chain of from the idea being birthed to having the campaign out there, they have such an important role in there. And I don't know how has that affected the different assignments that you get.
And with regards to casting directors or casting in general, I think it's very interesting because it's often what someone thinks something looks like. Does that make sense?
Yes, patterns.
So it's like
the perception of the description of the order.
Exactly. So it's like, for example, if you look at Black girls, models, they often have short hair. Why do we all have short hair? Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean like short wigs or anything. I mean like actually shaved off. Or if it is an Asian person, they often have like it's like it is diversity, but it often feels like it's diversity within
the same
lens. Or if you're Black, it's like a girl, an afro. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's very specific what we look like. And it's also like I've had some, I mean, I don't know if this is something completely different, but I've had some talks with hairstylists, for example, where I'm just like, oh, I want to do a keratin treatment on my hair because I'm just tired of having to deal with it. I just want to do a keratin treatment so I can like relax for half a year or whatever. And they're like, no, you should have your afro. You need to have your afro, blah, 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 da, da, da. And I love that they support that and that they support the natural.
Black hairstylists?
No. There's hairstylists in general.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I love that they support that. But I'm also like, now we're moving from one thing to another thing. Because what you guys are doing now is that you're trying to dictate how I'm supposed to look.
You're late,
like,
man.
why are
you're late?
Yeah, but it's just
like literally.
I am like, why are we not allowed to choose what we're gonna look like? Like, if you want to cut it or color it or straighten it or curl it, no one's gonna tell you don't do it. Don't cut your hair, it's da-da-da, or don't da-da-da, or don't do this. No one says that to non-white people, to white people. So why are we like, I understand, but it's also kind of like pressuring me into a new look that you think is an acceptable look for someone who's Black, instead of just like letting me actually have my own choices.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
Oh, it does. I like this.
So I think that, casting and hair and makeup and all of this is like, we're going places, but I still think that we are in a place where we're moving away from something, but it feels like we're moving into something else that still doesn't feel like complete freedom for at least people that look like me.
Oh, you said it. Because no, but literally, this is what we talk about. We talk about being unapologetic, meaning showing up on your own terms, meaning wearing your hair just the way you want to wear it, because the whole edges and rings originated from a place of trauma, from a place of trying to change my Blackness, from a place of experimenting with my hair so much to try to fit in. Whereof today I have a bob, tomorrow I might have an afro with a fringe.
Exactly.
You can meet me with box braids on Monday, and that's my business, and I don't need to explain it for anybody, and I don't care if you understand it or not. This is what I'm rolling with, so this is the change that we're talking about, and that's why I really find it so interesting to be a Black woman, a brown woman in the Nordics right now, because just like you said, your friend calls you saying they're going to Paris, and you're, girl, bro, you're just excited for them. let's just go 20 years, 25 years back, then it was a fight. Oh, okay, so they chose Haddy. Then it means like none of us are getting jobs.
Exactly.
Because that one black person is in there and it's done, you know? And it's also when we talk about the casting responsibility and the power, it's just like, it wasn't so long ago, and we spoke about it before we started shooting, is it wasn't so long ago where they said like, oh, we have we've casted a black person for that commercial or for that show, and that black person always was a light-skinned person. Always had either straightened hair or something like that, because then it was black enough, you know. Where of now we have all shades, like in all different places in society. Yes, there's still some bias within different areas. I think there will always be. But the fact that the change is more and more visible, and we are much more aware of it, and like you said, like we are thriving in a different way.
For sure.
And I love that for us.
I love that for us too.
I really do.
I'm like, amen.
You know? So to round off, I would like to ask you if you could give one piece of advice to a young boy or a young brown, black girl out there that want to also be that cover girl, walk into your industry. If you had one advice, what would that be?
I would say, even for any industry, I would say for young people that take yourself seriously. I would say, because I think that, or it feels like there's a lot of young people that feel like they're not being taken seriously by society, by their peers, by whatever. And I just think that the best advice I can give, and what very much helped myself, is to take myself seriously. And respect yourself, because I think that when you do that, you can find the strength and the power within you versus searching for it everywhere else. And I think especially for young boys. I think that's it.
So lovely. Seriously, I'm just looking at you, I'm just like, how lucky aren't we to have you, Haddy?
I am very lucky to be here. I feel very blessed. Very, very blessed. So thank you so much.
Of course. Of course. I'm so happy that my first time to Copenhagen.
Yes, welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. I got to meet you and to get to know you more. And also thank you for challenging the narrative of how a black body is seen in the Nordic landscape and region. Thank you for inspiring our future leaders. Heck, thank you for inspiring your peers.
And thank you. I mean, this is also an amazing platform, and I really, really mean that. And that's why I was also like, okay, let's do it no matter what, because these platforms are so important. And I know that it's very hard to create a platform and to run it and to get people to get involved and all of that. So yeah, I'm just like I'm very impressed, and I'm very grateful that I was asked to be here. And I really, really mean that.
Onwards. Thank you so much. You know what, before we finish, I wanted to ask you about the fashion industry in Norway. One thing that I've observed within that field, there have been different black and brown either stylists or models, aspiring models, that have left the country and created careers for themselves abroad, and then gotten the recognition in Norway after that. What kind of change do you want to see there? Because We are in Copenhagen.
I'm like, don't even.
Girl, no, we are going there. We are going there because I'm so happy I can keep going to this. And we are going there because the thing is that I feel it's a pity. Because the thing is that due to social media, we have the connection, we can see each other. But the fact is, if you live in Haparanda, you live in the top of Narvik and Senja, and you don't have the Clear Channel commercials that you see, or what tube, you understand? So you don't see this. So, I mean, what kind of change do we need to harvest and support the national talents?
Yeah. This is a very big question.
It is.
And it is something that I've spoken a lot about with, my friends and my fellow creatives. And it's not only in fashion. I think in general in Norway, we are, unfortunately, again, as you say, it's a pity. I don't think we are good enough at harvesting and embracing our own talents. I think it is sad that we have one of the biggest supermodels in the world who is Norwegian. We have one of the biggest designers in the world who is Norwegian. And a lot of people don't even know about them in Norway, which I think is insane. We have...
Are you talking about yourself?
No. I'm actually talking about my best friend, Frida Aasen. And I'm also talking about designers like Pt.3, which are all Norwegians. But I don't think that we are... and they're big ones. But just if you take it back again, and there's like... we have so many talented designers, photographers, musicians. In the music industry, I feel like, I'm not sure, but it feels like they have a little more funding from the government and stuff like that. So it's more money for music and art, because to me, it seems like that Norwegians understand that more. Whilst with, for example, fashion, it doesn't seem like they understand it. Like it feels like it's something that is not taken seriously. And I think that's partly the people that work in the industry's fault. But I think it's also a matter of, like, why don't we have any big like Norwegian journalists that write for our fashion magazines? Why don't we, like, we have people working in those industries, but I'm just like, I don't feel like we are supported in order to actually develop and develop the craftsman, if that makes sense.
It does make perfect sense.
Like, for example, here I was when I first moved here, I was a part of I worked at an event that's called the Best in Event Fashion Prize, which was, at the time, they've changed it a little bit now, but at the time they gave out 500,000 Danish kroners to a up and coming brand to help them boost it, develop and create collections and be a part of Copenhagen Fashion Week and all of that. And I'm just like, we have so much money in Norway. Why aren't we, for example, doing something like that? Like Oslo Runway had a prize back in the days that was like the Big Buck prize something, and they gave out 100K, and I'm just like, that's great, but 100K is like,
doesn't take you far.
It doesn't take you far.
It doesn't at all.
And I'm just like, we are a country that has so many resources. Why don't we want to boost Norwegian businesses? We have so many creatives. I don't know the answer to all of these things, but I honestly think it's on a government level, where it's just like, you actually have to spend more money on young creative people in order to we can. I definitely think that we could have a fashion industry that is as successful as Copenhagen if we actually just pull together our forces and get some funding going in order to actually showcase the talents that we have. Because unfortunately, it's like you want to have a brand, but it's like it's not enough. It's just not enough boost, and it's not enough. a lot of different things. Mentalities need to change. Like there's a lot of
even, you know what I think.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say that it's just that also I think and mentality is also a huge part of it, because it's also like what's also very frustrating with Norway sometimes is that it feels like something has to be cool out there,
of course,
before it can be cool in here.
Yes.
And I think and I've seen that very much here in Denmark, where it's like they really like everyone walks around in Ganni and Cecile Benson and all these like brands that are Danish. Everyone wears Danish design. In Norway, like I hardly see anyone wear Norwegian design. And why is that? Like you would rather buy a random brand from somewhere else than to support the brands that you have in Norway. And we do have amazing brands in Norway. So it's just very sad.
No, but I understand what you mean. Like many, and especially people minority that say that, oh, when I blew up abroad, then I became Norwegian, because that's when you get the Norwegian added to your introduction. That's when it comes. Yes. Before, you are the person with the African background. Yes. Gambian background, all of this. But I also think just when it comes to fashion, like an observation is just as Norwegians are proud of their oil, their fish, what do we have? Personally, Valters Mandlad, like best thing out of Norway. Even I'm a vegan now, but girl. But anyway, but all of this pride that are connected to Norway, the fjords and the mountains, all of these things. Denmark has their fashion, design. Like when they talk about Danish architecture, when they talk about Danish furniture design, when they talk about Danish fashion, there is a prestige to it.
For sure.
So I believe also like really what you said, but also the sharing of the resources can actually come before the mindset. Because just like you said, how we get the title, when you blow out somewhere else, give me the resources so I can show that it's possible.
Yeah.
Because most of the times, that's when change can come afterwards,
100%,
you know?
100%.
But let's continue that conversation next time I come.
For sure. I'm like, that's the most exciting conversations that I have. I'm like, come on, Norway, we can do this.
But I love that. And Haddy, thank you so much for having us.
I am very grateful.
Continue moving the needle forward. Continue being you. And the thing is just like, I love seeing you smile. I love you doing what you do. And sometimes the modeling job is just not for the weak. Like I can see you struck like runways, and I'm like, Haddy looks like she's gonna like slap somebody. And they're like, but you kill it. Like there's so much like how we are gonna edit in. Like if you don't believe me, this is not flatter, this is facts. This is seriously facts.
I very much appreciate your kind words. It really means a lot to me.
But just continue being you, continue making us proud, but in the sense of don't feel, hopefully I don't hope it becomes a burden to you, that you can still live according to your own terms. Yes. Because clearly we are proud, you know? So
no, I am really truly, I'm really truly blessed, and I am living as I should right now, and then we'll see what the future holds.
Oh, that's a wrap.